Hello and welcome back to Sunday's episode of the What is K-pop podcast, where I talk about K-pop groups and their members, like individually on their members, their discographies, and anything else that I kind of want to talk about today. I apologize if you normally listen to my podcast like when it comes out. Because I actually did record. Yesterday. However, I didn't think it was good at all. It was just me ranking RIIZE songs, and I didn't like kind of how it came out. So we're recording today. We are doing an episode about RIIZE and SuperM. RIIZE is comprised of two former members of NCT, and SuperM is comprised of three members of NCT and one former member of NCT and Wavy. So that's why we're lumping them two together today. But yeah, so first we're going to be talking about RIIZE and then about SuperM. However, I do actually want to talk to you about the fun little mini I don't even know what you would call it, like hyperfixation, or like something that I've been learning about recently, as of before after the episode on Friday. So late Friday, I was thinking to myself, oh, I should probably watch the 1997 film Titanic, with made by James Cameron and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, and because I was watching a theory about it, and they said like, oh, it's like 3 hours and 14 minutes long, and that's like how long it took for the Titanic to sink, and it really did the whole story justice. So I was like, okay, well, I should probably watch the film just because it is something that it's always kind of been in the back of my mind that I do at some point probably have to watch the film. So I was like, okay, well, I'll watch it. And it wasn't on Netflix, so I went on to Disney Plus. I watched about 40 minutes of it, and I really, really liked what I saw. And then I watched the rest of it yesterday, and I was a mess after when the mum, like the couple were in the bed holding each other's hands, like waiting for the water to get and the mother took in her two children to bed. I was a mess. I was not good. And my mum literally hugged me like 3 different times and was like, "It's okay, Sophie. Like, it's all right. It's just a film." I was like, "This is so sad. Like, oh my god, all of those people. Like, what were they thinking in that moment?" Because, like, what I feel like people don't understand is that while there wasn't enough lifeboats for all of the passengers, like they actually had more lifeboats than they needed, because like most vessels of that size at that time, and just in general, they don't think that the boat's gonna go down, or at least go down when other ships aren't around. Obviously, like cruising and like ocean liners, that sort of stuff are a lot more common now in 2024 as opposed to 1912. But actually, they had a lot more lifeboats there anyway than they needed to. And I don't know what the rate of survival was for those on the lifeboats, whether or not they just sort of kind of floated off on the Atlantic and kind of didn't make it to another ship or anything. But yeah, honest to God, that like really did upset me quite a lot. And also like towards the end, obviously when the boat of men came back towards the ship, obviously like towards the people who had just been like tipped off the ship as it went down. I actually don't think they would have probably have all passed at that time, and I don't think they would have stayed necessarily like where they were, because even if like the ocean looks calm, obviously like underneath it's gonna like have different currents and stuff. But yeah, I could sit here all day and talk about Titanic, but we're not going to talk about them. Not that today. We're going to talk about RIIZE and SuperM. And obviously, I do just want to point out that obviously RIIZE does have some issues at the moment, and my opinion of it is simple. I will not be listening to RIIZE until there are 7 members on stage. So if Seunghan ends up being chucked out or leaves the group, I will not be listening to their music going forward. And there is a boycott that's happening if Seunghan isn't in the spring comeback. So I wanted to let you know if that is something that you were thinking about doing anyway, that there is like an actual like plan for fans to not be partaking in supporting the comeback. We did it for Luna, and there was one for Hype artists just recently. So obviously, if you want to partake in that, please do. We need to make sure that SM knows that what has happened with the members is not okay, and fans shouldn't be getting, or like Sasang's bad fans shouldn't be getting away with what they're doing to their members and invading their personal life. Anyway, RIIZE is short for RIIZE and RIIZE, and they have 7 members and they're signed under SM. They made their debut on the 4th of September 2023, and here are the members' names. We have Shotaro, Eunseok, Seungchan, Wonbin, Seunghan, Sohee, and Anton. And they debuted with Get a Guitar. I'll admit, not the biggest fan of that song. I do prefer their pre-release Memories a lot more, and I do like Talk Sexy, and I did listen one time to their Love 119, like not from SM. It was like an edit or something of it, and it's all right. Yeah. They have made their Japanese debut with a remake of 119, and English debut with an English version of Get a Guitar. Yeah. So the fandom name is RIIZE, however, it was Suns for like a day. And then fans kind of brought up the idea that it might have the negative connotation towards the rising sun stuff with Japan, and obviously they have a Japanese member, Shotaro, in the group. So now fans are considered RIIZEs. I'm less of a RIIZE, more than a Sun. You know, I was a fan of them pre-debut, and then it just sort of kind of went away. Not because of the scandal or anything. I genuinely feel so sorry for these guys. You know, it's just that I didn't listen. I've not been listening to them. I don't watch their variety show content, and because of the amount of time since Seunghan went on hiatus back in November, just kind of like things just kind of go away. But it's fine, you know, like I don't really have like an exact stan list of like groups that I love, because because I like a lot of groups, and you know, I have to remain impartial on here apparently. Oh yeah, I don't really, do I? I just sort of kind of talk about whatever I want to. Yeah, so the first member, the oldest member we have, is Shotaro, or Osaki Shotaro. He is the dancer. And yeah, so he is the oldest member. He was born on the 25th of November 2000, making him a oh my god, can I not? A Sagittarius. There we go, Sagittarius. And his Chinese zodiac sign is Dragon, and he is 178 centimeters, making him 5'10". So he's a little bit taller than me. I try and like relate it to how much taller or shorter they are to me. Most female idols are actually shorter than me. I think the only one that's like the same height, I think, or maybe she's a bit taller, is Wonyoung from RIIZE. However, a lot of the female K-pop idols are actually shorter than me. He does have a TikTok. He used to have a TikTok that he posted, obviously, videos on before he was a trainee, but however that is since becoming active, since quite a lot of companies don't let the idols trainees have social media. I actually don't know why. I should probably look into that. However, that is something to kind of be aware of, just in case like you follow a trainee or you like a trainee and they suddenly open up a social media, probably means that they've left the company, or if it suddenly becomes inactive, then they've probably rejoined a company. So his hometown, Shitaro's hometown, is Kanagawa Prefecture in Japan. I love the bad accents. I love how I don't even know fully if I'm saying those correctly. He has a younger sister and a younger brother. His sister was born in 2006 and his brother was born in 2013. So I was actually 10 when his younger brother was born. Fun fact for you. He's a former member of NCT U along with Seunghan. And he joined in late October, I want to say, of 2020, and then ended up leaving with Seunghan in May of 2023. However, they were planned initially, or at least thought of, as going to be members of the new subunit, the Japanese subunit of NCT, but they didn't end up joining them. I did cover NCT Wish, which is that unit, in Friday's episode. So yeah, if you want to learn all about them, you can do. So he joined the company in October 2019, and then only trained for 6 months prior to NCT, and obviously would have been probably not really training, but like working, quote unquote, working, for the, what was it, like 2.5 years, that he spent as an NCT member. Apparently he can drive too. Fun fact, I probably won't be learning how to drive because I easily get anxious, and also I feel like when I do get anxious, I might accidentally end up, hurting some people. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know. I would have to kind of make that decision later on down the road. Next member, Unsok, or Song Unsok, is the visual member of, and it said NCT, RIIZE. He was born on the 19th of March 2001, making him a Pisces, and is... let's do the maths. We got December, January, February. So there's about 4 or 5 months in between Shitaro and Unsok. I don't know why, but I thought it was a lot longer. But I think they got members who are kind of close-ish in age, that can kind of bridge the gap. I don't know. I've mentioned in a few episodes, but I feel like if there's too much of gap between one member and another member, if let's say obviously with me and my sister, there's 4 years in between us. If we were in a group and it was my sister was the oldest, then it was me, then it was someone else who was close to my age, I feel like it would be kind of weird in that dynamic, because obviously the oldest two are probably considered to have the most responsibility, because sometimes the eldest is the leader. But I don't know, obviously. I don't know the dynamics, but I mean, that is just my opinion, and I'm sure Shotaro and Anton are very good friends despite them being 4 years in age apart from each other. And the next one, wasn't there 10 years in between the members. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it comes down to what the company thinks for the members, you know. Unsok trained. Oh yeah, Unsok is also Korean. So yeah. So I will be mentioning their nationalities for when we talk about like something else after this is over. About the military service, actually. I'll tell it now. He trained for 5 years, so he joined the company in 2018. Fun fact, I started year 11 in 2018. Yeah, completely irrelevant to the point, but I that's a fact for you. And so was casted on his way to school. However, he did refuse 4 times because the casters didn't end up actually telling him which company it was. But then he ended up accepting anyway and became a trainee. He was I can't. Oh yeah, 2018. So he would have been 17 when he joined the training system. He has a younger brother who was born in 2015. I will say this. There have been a few, obviously with Shotaro and Unsok and Woo Young from 80s. He has a younger brother that is like significant, like there's a significant portion of time. And a YouTuber I watch, Anastasia Kingsnorth, her brother was like is like 13 years younger than her. And I sometimes have to wonder kind of like what's again, it's like a dynamic thing. It's just like what's your dynamic? You know, how do you kind of do and like what do you talk about with your siblings? And Jun from 17, his brother is 10 years younger than him. And Seunghan, his siblings are significantly older than him. So I do just kind of wonder, like, what do they talk about? I don't know. But I guess it's just, you know, it kind of works out, you know, you talk to your siblings. Anyway, he likes to wake up at 7:30 in the morning. I get up around about that time, but I actually woke up at 5 and I was cold because it got cold during the night and I only had a blanket on me. So I was like, I don't like this. So I'd forced myself to go back to sleep for 10 hours. I forced myself to go back to sleep for another hour. Then eventually I got up, put my quilt back on, got my phone in and just scrolled. You know, you doom scrolling in the morning. He has a black belt in Taekwondo and his role model is Changmin or Max Changmin from TVXQ. And the dryer has just finished. Fun! Seunghan or Jung Chan is the rapper. He was born on the 13th of September 2001, making him about 6 months younger than Unsok. He is 185 centimeters tall, making him 6'1". He is also Korean. He has an older brother born in 1999. He trained for 4 years prior to NCT, and he probably ended up being in that system, or at least like doing like training stuff for about like 7-8 years. Like, jeez, son. Like, I don't even know how on earth you would like have enough passion to then, or like drive to then be like, okay, well, so I'm sure, like, I don't know, obviously, I don't know the company and like how they did it, but it would be a surprise if they hadn't gone to Seunghan and Shotaro to be like, do you want to be a part of a new group? If not, then you can leave if you want to. And I wonder if like perhaps they went to him and he kind of considered it for a bit, because he would have had to have gone back to training and train with guys who hadn't been idols before this, and kind of started from afresh. So I do kind of wonder what that kind of process was like for him. His favorite flavor is mint chocolate. Yeah, mint chocolate gang over here. I love mint chocolate. Genuinely. One day, when I was at World Thinking Day, which is like this celebration thing in girl guiding, and we made these peppermint sweets, and I loved them. Never been able to find them since. And I just love peppermint in general. It's so good. Like Aldi is a supermarket here in the UK, and I think in America too. They have like this penguin bar, which is also another chocolate bar, with mint in it. Oh, they are so good. Yeah. So Seunghan is also left-handed. One of my friends in school was left-handed, and I would just watch her write because I'll be like, this is very peculiar. I don't understand how you're so comfortable with doing that. But I guess they kind of think it too of like I'm right-handed, obviously, and like I wonder kind of how they think about it. Of just like, this is weird. Why are you staring at me writing right now? So Seunghan ended up joining SM in 2016. So yeah, and his role model is EXO's Kai. Yeah, so Wonbin, or Park Wonbin, is the visual dancer and centre of RIIZE, and he was born on the 2nd of March 2002, making him also 6 months younger than Seunghan, and making it's also his zodiac sign or star sign is Pisces, and it doesn't actually have his height listed, which I can't say anything about that. It doesn't have much info on the K-Profiles website, unfortunately. However, I will just say that I did like his visuals when he debuted. Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of hard to explain it. I just it's like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Oh, okay, that's fun. Didn't know that. Ulsan, where he grew up, says how many hours from Ulsan to Busan? So 45 minutes. So basically, like in the southeast of South Korea. But he was born in Seoul. He loves shopping, and his essentials are earrings. And he has an older brother. Doesn't say how old he is to Wonbin, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta keep things private. His role model is EXO. Just click on his actual like proper profile page. He trained also for 4 years, and that apparently some fans say he resembles a rabbit. I actually had 3 rabbits when I was a little bit younger. We unfortunately lost all of them. Sohee, or Lee Sohee, he was born on the 21st of November 2003, making him the first member who is actually younger than me. Okay, so he's about a year and a half younger than Wonbin. He is 176 centimeters, or 5'9", and he is also Korean. And his zodiac sign is Scorpio. He was born in Siheung in Gyeonggi in South Korea, obviously. And his role model is EXO's Baekhyun. And we will be talking about Baekhyun in a minute with SuperM, and tomorrow, or not tomorrow, what am I talking about? In a few days' time when we talk about EXO. Just looking at his general profile, we're having some connection issues. Love that for me. He was announced as a member of RIIZE on the 1st of August, and that he became a permanent MC on Music M Countdown on the 11th of January 2024, along with Zero Base One's Hanbin and Boy Next Door's Jaehyun. Zero Base One will be talked about in a few weeks' time, with just like fun little I don't know, like a little week. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it too much. Anyway, next member is the Maknae, and then we'll go on to Seunghan, because he has his own little section in members on hiatus. Anyway, Anton, or Lee Chang-young, or Anton Lee as his English name is the visual and the Macne. He was born on the 21st of March 2004. I will say there's a lot of March birthdays. There's nothing too deep about that actually. It's just such is the way of life sometimes, you know. Anyway, it makes him as Aries, and his Chinese zodiac sign is Monkey, and he is 186 centimeters tall, or 6'1", and he is American. Woo-hoo. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts, but he moved to New Jersey when he was 3, and he is the son of a well-known producer in Korea, Yoon Sang, and actress Shim Hye-jin. And he has a younger brother born in 2009, and his initial dream was to become a professional swimmer. However, when the pandemic came, he was no longer able to obviously go to like pools to train, so he kind of decided to become a trainee. His parents were initially like, "The fuck, no." But then they just kind of allowed him to do it. And his role model is EXO. As for my feelings on like Nepo babies, just quickly, whilst I look at some more information about him, I have no opinions on Nepo babies because Nepo babies are actually like a thing just in general about like the industry. Also, there's not much about him on his like personal thingy, but I will say he is a cellist. He plays the cello, and he did show that with his dad. And actually, there was a mini scandal, but not even a scandal, about him not bowing to his dad, and I'm like, that is ridiculous. I'm just going to be honest, that is ridiculous because parents. Anyway, Seunghan, or Hon Seunghan, was born on the 2nd of October 2003, and he's the dancer and vocalist, and his star sign is Libra, and his Chinese star sign is Goat. So is mine. I was born in the year of the Goat. His height is 178 centimeters, making him 5'10", and he is also Korean. And his hometown is Ilsan in South Korea, and he trained for 2.5 years. And he's a young older brother born in 1998. As for my opinion quickly on the scandal, you have to remember that these people had lives before joining the company, and that's okay because we'll have lives before we join a new job, and yeah, so that's always a fun little tidbit. Yeah, so SuperM, or can go by a different name if you take out one of the letters. I'm so sorry. It's just so funny to me. Like literally, I just started listening to their songs again, or at least like thinking about them again, for this podcast, and I was like, I am only reading the word without one of the letters in it. I can't read SuperM. I can't read SuperM. But yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to anyone who's listening to this and they're just thinking to themselves, what is wrong with this girl? Okay. Get it together, Sophie. Okay, so SuperM is a 7-member superboy group under SM Entertainment for Korea and Capitol Records for the US of A. And the group is made up of Chinese Taemin, EXO's Kai and Baekhyun, and NCT 127's Taeyong and Mark. Mark is also in the Dream, and Wavy's 10, and now just a soloist, Lucas. Okay. SuperM made their debut in America on the 4th of October 2019, and the group was mainly focused on overseas promotions. They were supposed to have a comeback last year, however, with the sudden enlistment of Kai and Lucas leaving NCT to go off on his own, that comeback, I guess, might have been scrapped or changed up in some kind of way. But yeah, I really do feel sorry for everyone in that group, because, well, it is just more work for them. They have to take out time from their other group, and it isn't just some sort of like quick little side project that you can do, because this takes time. This is like time consuming to suddenly decide on a new group and to kind of make a concept, to make like art for it. And yeah, I really do hope that they kind of are doing what they want to do, and that they aren't being forced to kind of take time out of their day when they could very well be resting to focus on not EXO, SuperM. Not gonna think of the bad one. Oh my god, I really need to get it together. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, so the oldest member, or the leader, or whatever you want to call her, I'm yawning now. Oh my, I'm so sorry. Baekhyun, or Byun Baekhyun, is the leader and the main vocalist. He was born on the 6th of May 1992, making him a Taurus. My sister is also a Taurus. And he's 174 centimeters high, making him 5'8.5". Honestly, he always kind of gave me a 6 foot vibe. He always gave me the vibe that he was 6 foot. Who knows? Yeah, don't know why. Just some people give me that vibe. And he is also Korean. He did his military service in... he recently did it, didn't he? So he enlisted on the 6th of May, his birthday, and was discharged on the 5th of February 2023, so just over a year ago. Yeah, to be fair, completely forgot that I was listening to EXO music before, obviously learning the members, and he actually obviously would have gone into the military right after I'd gotten into K-pop, and then he managed to, I don't know, time passed. 3 years later, I'm still sat here listening to it. I'm now a podcaster, and he has been discharged from the military. Anyway, we're just going to carry on. Yeah, he has an older brother called Byun Baekbyum. Byun Baekbyum. Try saying that 4 times when you're drunk, or when you're tired. Yeah, I sometimes wonder kind of why they would make a leader for a supergroup of kids, like people from other groups that have leaders like in them. Yeah, I kind of wonder why they did that. Anyway, so he became a trainee in 2011, and he trained for about a year before he debuted in EXO in 2012, and apparently his mother offered to pay him 5,000 won if he ate a cucumber, which is about $5 or about £4, I think, in British money. However, he didn't end up eating it. I kind of have to agree though. Cucumbers are really weird. It's just like water, but like ooey water. His favorite foods are Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and Western foods. He likes all foods, apparently doesn't discriminate, except from against cucumbers, which I agree with. And he debuted as a soloist with UN Village. However, I've not listened to that. I have listened to Bambi, and I was like, I feel like I'm listening to something I shouldn't be listening to right now. Yeah, like I can only listen to that song when it's just me in the house. Otherwise, my parents are going to be like, "What are you watching?" They have done that quite a few times actually when I've been watching like the Chucky mini series about and my mum was in here one time watching videos with my dad. I'm recording in the lounge, and she was like, "Sophie, can you turn this off because I'm getting really scared here?" And I was like, "All right, and I just put on something a little bit more less scary because I assume that obviously they grew up with the original films. Like my mum was uh Chucky, like Child's Play came out in 1983. Let's do some research. 1983, I think. Um, oh, sorry. The original Child's Play came out in 1988, wherein which like Chucky or Charles Lee Ray, he put his soul into a doll. That doll was then got in the black market, and Karen, the mother of the child that eventually got Chucky, Andy, she bought it from a black what do you call it? The dark web dealer. I don't know. A homeless peddler. That's what it says on the Wikipedia page. No homeless peddler. And Andy originally was quite excited to have Chucky, um, and then eventually, obviously, Chucky revealed himself as serial killer, killed a load of people, including the mother's best friend. Initially, they thought Andy did it, and I'm like, no, no. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's quite obvious. Nothing really bad happens to Andy because they went on to make several more. One of them didn't end up having Andy's original actor in it because they wanted to age him up and they couldn't wait for Alex Vincent to grow up. So they had a different kid playing him, and then ended up having Andy and Alex Vincent back in the series from henceforth, except for the remake. At least I think that's true. And then he was in the mini-series. As for my thoughts on the mini-series, I liked series 1, season 1. Season 2 was just it was like watching a drug trip. It was like watching a drug trip happen in real life, and I was like, I need to go to bed. So I did, and I was talking to my sister about it on the phone, and she was like, "Yeah, no, this is weird. Like, I don't know whether or not I should be watching it." So I was like, "No, absolutely not." Um, so that was a fun old thing. Yeah, I love how I just like lose myself in what I'm doing for like half a second when I'm like loading a screen up. Yeah, that's fun. Also, randomly, just wanted to say this. The the weird other doll, the Tiffany doll, the Bride of Chucky doll. She comes in obviously in the Bride. It was Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride, Seed, Curse, Cult of Chucky, and then it was the mini series. She was a main character in Bride and Seed, cameoed in Curse, supported in Cult, and then is reoccurring in the miniseries. I love how I've just like gotten off on this tangent. I love this for me. You probably are all thinking, just get on with it, Sophie. Yeah, we're just gonna lose ourselves for a little bit longer. Yeah. So that is a thing. Completely irrelevant. Also still on Chucky. Glenn and Glenda, terrifying. I will say that. The doll, don't like it. Don't like it at all. I liked the what would you I guess actor. I'm sorry, I don't know what the non-binary term for actor would be, because actors like masculine and actress is feminine. Actor. I'm just gonna say actor. I'm so sorry if that's not true. Please do tell me in the comments if you know what the non-binary term for actor would be. Anyway, next member. We got off on such a long tangent. Taemin, lead Taemin. He's the main dancer, main vocalist center of the group. I nearly said EXO, but he's not. He's a part of SHINee. Not going to get too in depth into him because I want to talk about him when it gets to his episode. But he was actually casted in the famous open weekend auditions in 2005 and has been with the company nearly 19 years. However, he might be leaving due to his contract ending at the end of this month, and there not being any he hasn't re-signed. Basically, two of the members of SHINee have re-signed, but not Taemin yet, and I don't think Onyu is going to either. Like, we're seeing that a lot more actually. Long-term idol, long-term contracts with idols coming to an end when they kind of conclude at some point. And I can imagine that it probably hasn't been easy in SM recently with all of the issues with like buying stocks from their CEO and with Hype kind of getting involved in all of that. So good luck to Taemin wherever he ends up. He enlisted on the 31st of May 2021 and was discharged on the 3rd of April 2023. And he was an active duty soldier, I believe, and then he got transferred to no, he was in the band, and then he was transferred to social work after increased signs of depression, anxiety, mental health stuff. Kai, I don't know how to get in like how to talk about other people's mental health, even though it's like public knowledge. I don't really like it because I don't like talking about my own. I have to do it for therapy, and it's awkward enough as it is. Kai, or Kim Jong-in, is the main dancer, lead vocalist, and sub-rapper. He is an EXO member. He is currently in the military due to basically that he used up his time, his like personal time to like not be in the military, or like something like that. Basically, the military was like, you need to enlist. So he was like, okay, well, that's not good, but okay. He did come out with Rover before enlisting, which honestly I liked it. I didn't like it as much as his like initial debut with and Peaches, but I mean, it sparked a really good trend, like a dance trend, which I did like. Got no complaints about him. He was cast after winning a Youth's Best Contest. Winning SM's Youth Best Contest in 2007. And he dated Jennie from Blackpink for um, what appears to be just a month. Okay, I got nothing to say to that. I'm sorry. Taeyong, Lee Taeyong. He's the main rapper, lead dancer, sub vocalist, and center. Talked about him on the 127 episode, but he was casted in 2012, and he will probably be enlisting in the military soon. His older sister, born in 1988, and she has children, I'm pretty sure. I think I said that actually in the episode. Yeah. So next is 10. Talked about him in the Wavy episode. Yeah. He also has a belly button piercing. Don't know why I felt like I needed to mention that. And then we've got Lucas. I did talk about him in the Wavy episode briefly. I think, yeah. And he will be debuting as a soloist with Renegade, I think, on the 1st of April Fool's Day, this year. And then we've got Mark Lee Min-hyung, or he is the main rapper, lead dancer, sub-vocalist, and maknae of the group. Yeah, so that is SuperM. I think my favourite song from SuperM, if I had to choose any, is Tiger Inside, from their debut album. It is their best one, I think, and very beautifully covered by the 98 liners, including Moonbin and Lino, Hwang Woon from Wonus, and Juyeon from The Boys, and one of the members of Pentagon. But yeah, so that is both RIIZE and SuperM. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was actually quite fun for me. I love learning about these groups and like little tidbits of information. I love learning. It'll forever be one of my passions, is to try to learn something new every day. But yeah, next episode will be up on Wednesday, in which I talk about, I think it's EXO, I think I've got written down. But until then, please do stay safe, and feel free to comment, leave a review. My Twitter for this podcast is what is K-pop 2024 or 2023. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything.